What's up, guys? All right, so I've got a little bit of off-season war action here. Some of this is going to be a little bit briefer, and there's really mainly just one thing that I am excited to show you guys, but I did record all of the fights up until that point. So, as you guys can see or saw, I brought in my rank 3 Apocalypse, of course rank 3 Morningstar, and then my rank 4 5-star Kang. For the Apocalypse synergy, that's just going to give Apocalypse 4 genetic code on his first fight. And I'm going to actually use Kang against the rank 3 Havok on No 25 Footloose. So anyway, this fight is sped up like a lot. Basically, the only goal was just to get to an SP3 and end the fight on an SP3. Because I am running Suicides, I do have the Poison Mastery, and it's almost impossible to build a soul with Morningstar with Poison unless you end the fight on an SP3. So this is the first, I would say, quote-unquote difficult or challenging placement here that I'm going to be taking. Now, Kabam has obviously removed Stubborn as a selectable tactic, so Kenobi is running Protect here, and I think that we're going to see Protect at the same rate that we saw Stubborn in the previous 3 seasons. It's going to be used in, I would say, 98 to 99% of the wars, and that's relevant because this fight is considerably more easy, or considerably easier, with Protect. The only thing here you would need to worry about is Heavy Hitter. When he becomes stun immune, you're going to have to get your ends differently in his second life. But up until the second life, it's extremely easy. You guys see that I'm blocking and then doing reparries just to get my ends. He is stun immune there, so I am not able to block break with Apocalypse, but he was passive enough that it didn't matter. That was definitely an error on my part. This is Ebb and Flow knockdown, so my Special 1 and Special 2 are going to be able to knock him down, plus any heavy attacks that I'm able to land. But I'm not really going to be able to land many of those in this second life. Now, one other thing that I wanted to throw out there, I would not generally assign an Apocalypse to this fight. I would assign a Magneto with the Heal Block synergy, or even an Archangel, just to try to bypass his second life altogether. I didn't take that Magneto there. I had no good options for that. All 3 of my attackers are metal. Again, this is another example. This is a rank 3 Tigra on Power Snack, Node 22. I would not, in season, assign an Apocalypse or a Morningstar to this fight. Neither are great matchups, and you guys are going to see here that Apocalypse certainly can work for this fight, but you've got 10 members with 30 total with 30 total attackers available for this fight. There is zero reason to assign an Apocalypse. I think in season, this is generally going to be a Magic just to control the power, or it's going to be a Human Torch, maybe even an Archangel, but I would say Archangel only if you guys don't have a Magic or a Torch available. Magic is just going to make this node for almost any defender very, very easy. And if you can avoid Tigra specials, there is really nothing to her. So this should end the fight. It does. So pretty easy. I was kind of slow playing my heavies, holding my heavies for a bit just to let some of the bleed damage tick. Nothing really of note to take from that fight if you're watching and thinking, oh, I wonder if I should assign an Apocalypse. You shouldn't. Just assign Magic or Human Torch. Alright, so this is going to be, I think, a pretty strong placement in season. Again, it's Protect, so Apocalypse does benefit from that. If you guys are unfamiliar, what Protect does is it adds a 30% damage protection to the defender if they are a large or bigger champ, so large or extra large as Apocalypse is. And they get that protection anytime the attacker's attack does 300% or more of the attacker's own base attack rating. That sounds confusing, but for example, Corvus, right? His basic attack rating is not very impressive. What makes Corvus do so much damage is that he has a guaranteed crit rate as long as he is, it's one of his first 20 glaive attacks. And also, obviously, his specials those are going to do a ton of damage, especially boosted, and especially if he has missions. All of that extra damage does not change his attack rating. So Corvus is going to trigger the Protect Global basically on any medium attack, and that's going to make him very difficult to use against Protect. Now, if you're using a small attacker, or a medium or a small attacker against a Protect defender, and you do trigger protection, you can remove charges by intercepting, which is always dangerous to do in war because, you know, it can be tricky to time. And if the AI is passive, then you know, you can get caught by, you know, they can intercept you themselves. So the easiest workaround is just to use a Protect attacker, large or extra large attacker like Morningstar is large. And anytime you knock down the defender, if they have a protection passive on them from the global, it'll remove one of those. So it's just pretty easy. All right, so this next fight is rank 3 Havok on Footloose and Kinetic Transference. Pretty tricky node, generally speaking. I'm going to use my rank 4 5-star Kang. He is awakened from the past 2 gifting events. So this past gifting event, I was able to awaken him. We got 5-star Kangs for finishing in top 10. And what you're going to see in this fight is pretty cool. Obviously, I'm going to have an armor. As long as that I don't get armor broken, Kang does not have any way to reproduce an armor if it goes away, like Warlock and Guillotine 2099 do. So I need to make sure, and there I lose my armor. I get armor broken because of the node. But you guys are seeing underneath my health bar, I'm building Furies, and that is from the Apocalypse synergy. The reason that I brought Kang to begin with, as I mentioned earlier in the video, is Apocalypse he starts his first fight with 4 genetic code as long as he's got Kang, Sinister, or Cable on his team. But it also hugely benefits Kang. So those Fury buffs are 20% additional attack rating a piece. They stack up to 20, and he gets 1 every 4 seconds with Apocalypse on his team. So in this fight, what I want to do is obviously get to my SP2. It's going to fully power drain him, which is pretty sweet. And as long as I'm power draining him, I don't have to worry about the plasma doing damage. Basically, any power drain mechanic is going to remove the plasma. So that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.